Hey guys, welcome to Quarantine Fit Week 9 Workout 5. Also, Tasha, I guess, wanted to say hi. Hello, everybody. I'm Tasha. I'm going to interrupt Mom's videos as much as my big sister Muffin does. So for today, I am going to have you guys work on your extended mobility. And then in this video, I want to talk about different strategies for Murph, which is typically on Monday, Memorial Day. Lots of different places and people do it throughout Memorial Day weekend. You guys can choose when you're going to do it, but I would rather talk about it today to kind of give you guys a general idea what strategy you should use, a couple different modifications, because I know not everybody has a pull-up bar. So we'll talk about that a little later in the video. So for your warm-up, just looking for 20 minutes of an easy cardio piece. Last week we did 2 miles. If you want to do another 2 miles, 20 minutes on the bike, 20-minute walk, anything like that. You're not looking to get your heart rate super pumping today. We just want to move a little bit, warm up the body to get ready for that extended mobility. And then moving on to the upper and lower body mobility videos that Brian and I did for you. If you guys are kind of exhausted from those, definitely reach out and ask for some different movements, but I really think that those are beneficial to be doing every single week. A lot of the times in the gym, you'll see that there's a relatively easier day programmed just to kind of keep people moving. Because I know Murph is a little more taxing, and no matter what version you guys decide to do this weekend or on Monday, if you choose to do it, I don't want to see you doing too much tomorrow, or today being Friday. So definitely work on that mobility. Don't do anything other than that, especially if you're planning to do Murph tomorrow versus Monday. If you're not, take Saturday and Sunday nice and easy. For me, I know that completely resting before a big workout like that doesn't benefit me, but you'll know yourself as an athlete if, Sunday you should completely take a rest day. Also look at the weather too, because this is a longer duration workout, and no matter what version you decide to do in the heat is going to make it 10 times worse. Any kind of running is completely affected by, higher temperatures. It looks like the next 3 days are going to be nice, especially if you do it in the morning. But I've done it in all different kinds. I've done it in like muggy, cloudy weather. I've done it in super hot sun mid-morning, so just know yourself and how you can perform in different temperatures so that you're not, making yourself sick over this, because it is a hero workout. We want to make sure that we're not worrying about our time. We're not competing with anybody else. If you've done Murph in the past, you're welcome to try to beat your own time, but really the focus is, remembering why we're doing these workouts. You guys can definitely Google the story about Murph, but it is across the board the workout that everybody does on Memorial Day, and for good reason. So we always just want to remember that it sucks and it's painful, but the pain that we're enduring to honor these people during these workouts is nothing compared to what, families of loved ones that are lost in war and things like that, what they have to go through for the rest of their lives. So this is the least that we can do as a CrossFit and functional fitness community. So, anyhow, so your 20 minutes of your cardio for a warm up, then your extended mobility. Okay. So the workout Murph straight through is a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, ending in another 1 mile run. All right. The RX is to wear a weighted vest. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have one. This is the 511 Tactical. I absolutely love it. The only reason I would do anything different with this vest is if I was to buy the plates that are now curved to fit your body a little bit better, but honestly, it's not a big deal. The weight for the men would be 20 pounds. The weight for the women would be 14. Now, you do not need to wear a vest. It, again, doesn't matter if you're RXing. I just want to make sure you guys understand what the true workout is. especially if you've never done it before. If you have a vest, but it's not as heavy and you want to try to use it, that's fine. There are people that will do parts of the workout in the vest if they're not seasoned in Murph. So if they've run with weight before, they'll run with the vest and then they'll do everything else, the pull-ups, the push-ups, and the air squats without it. That's fine. And vice versa. They may not be comfortable running in it, but they're okay to do the body weight movements in it. So that's fine. If you start the workout in the vest and you're like, nope, I really want to try it. If you've never done it in the vest before, but you want to give it a go, do it. And if you get halfway through and you're like, oh my God, I can't, try to challenge yourself because it is a hero workout. But if it's really like you're just not moving, you don't feel good, things are super uncomfortable, like to the point where it's like not possible to finish having the vest on, take it off. Okay. But if it's just a matter of I'm just moving really slow, I'm not able to do a lot of reps, it's okay, because guess what? I don't do a whole lot of reps in a row either in the vest. So it's perfectly acceptable. All right. So that's what it would look like straight through. With that said, there's other ways that you can take it down a notch. It doesn't make it any easier, so I hate to use that term. For those of you who have never done Murph before, and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, that is a lot of volume for one workout, go ahead and do a half Murph, all right? I don't really want to see anybody doing a quarter Murph unless there is a huge need to just take it down that much. A half Murph is just as effective. I would suggest if you are scaling down to the half Murph, to try not to partition the reps. So a half Murph would be the half a mile run, 50 pull-ups, am I right? 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and 150 air squats. So if you're choosing to do the half, I'd like to see you do the straight 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 150 air squats. But again, if that's, you know yourself and that's just way too much, that's fine. We're just looking for you to challenge yourself just a little bit, even though you're scaling down the reps, okay? For the full Murph, I know probably most of you don't have the ability to do pull-ups at home, and that's perfectly fine. The best modification for that pulling movement, if you can't come up with something else, like, you know, a lot of people have been doing the towel pulls on the door frames. I'm not a huge fan of that because I don't feel like that's super safe and secure. But if you're confident that your door frame, you know, can hold you for that many reps, that's fine. I've seen a lot of people outside holding on to the edge of their deck. So if you've got some serious grip strength in those fingertips, that's okay to do. But if the majority of us do not have the ability to do pull-ups, we're going to look for a bent over row today. Now, ideally we want to come up in this fashion. All right. I just bounced and I don't even have weight, and I'm going to tell you not to try not to bounce. If you need to come up this way for mobility reasons, that's fine, but I really would rather see this. If you do not have two dumbbells, or the two dumbbells that you have is too heavy, you can definitely just switch. All right. You know, just do equal amounts of work on both sides. If you do have a barbell, but you don't have like plates, a lot of weight to put on there, use that. That's fine. Odd objects are perfectly fine. A sandbag's perfectly fine. We just want to get that motion as if we were pulling. Okay. Obviously, our body weight is what we're going to be pulling on the pull-up bar, so as close to that as you can get. But again, it's not a huge deal if you're not able to do that. We're just trying to get through the workout as close to the real thing as possible. Okay. And then your push-ups, really don't need to go over push-ups. We've been doing them all along. Whatever push-up you're most efficient in, try to stick to that. You're going to get fatigued. Your arms are going to start to come wide. Do not start with a huge set. I know that we're all going to feel fresh coming off of, you know, whatever set of pull-ups we decide to do, and we'll go over that. But I can assure you, you're not going to have any more additional energy towards the end than you do in the beginning of whatever movement you're on. So when you get to those pull-ups and maybe 10 feel really good or your rows feel really good, towards the end of that 100, it might be 3s, okay? Unless we're partitioning it, all right? Same with the push-ups. You can bang out, maybe you're really, really good at push-ups and you get 25, right? Take a break, you get back down and you're like, oh my God, I can't even do 5. Be smart about how you break the reps. The same with the air squats. I love air squats, but I know that I have that second 1 mile run coming up. So I'm probably not going to try to bang out, 50 at a time before I take a rest. I'm going to be smart about it. This is not a sprint. It's more of a marathon. It's a longer duration thing. So, the different ways that you can partition this is either 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups or your bent over rows, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, or you can do 10 rounds of 10, 20, 30. It doesn't make it any easier. If you choose to do one of these, stick with that rep, all right? Because you want to have something in coming years to compare to. I have never done Murph straight through 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats. That's my goal this year. So I have nothing to compare that to. I've done the 20 rounds and the 10 rounds before. You can break it up even further if you really wanted to make it a little bit harder, but not go to the full extent. Maybe do 5 rounds and break it up that way. Whatever you choose to do, stick with it. All right. So if 5, 10, 15 sounds really good, that's what you need to do. If you start off in the 10, 20, 30 and you're like, this was a mistake, I really want you to try to stick with it. Okay. You guys have to be honest with yourselves and realize that it gets dicey really fast. Okay. On a side note, if you do have the ability to actually do pull-ups, if you have a pull-up bar at home, the variation of pull-ups you can do, if you can do butterfly at home, but chin to bar would be what we're looking for. Don't try to be like, oh my God, I'm going to do chest to bar, because why? Why? That's not what the workout is. So kipping pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups, I do not recommend doing strict pull-ups. That's, if you can do 100 strict pull-ups, or you can do, the rounds of strict pull-ups, that's awesome. That's great, but there's no reason to do that. Do you know what I mean? There's no benefit to doing that. It's more of maybe something to battle with yourself and say, you know what? I want to try to do that. I'm going to do it. Just like myself, I want to try to do it straight through for me, because that's me. That's nobody else saying you should try to do it straight through. Oh, but you're not tough enough. That's me being like, listen, dude, you've done it this other way this many times. You've done it in the vest this many times. Now let's try to do it in the vest straight through. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to move for the rest of the week next week. We'll see. But yeah, so that's basically what I want you guys to kind of think about, during your mobility sessions and stuff. Just start thinking what's Murph going to look like for me on Monday? What do I feel like trying to do? Like I said, it's not a competitive thing. It's not about time. I know a few people that are doing it throughout the day on Monday, which I think is very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. They're not increasing anything. They're just simply completing all of the reps at some point throughout the day on Monday. Those few people that I know that are doing it are not seasoned in functional fitness. They're just people that are like, I've heard about it, but I know that I'm not ready to do it this way. What do you think about this? And at first I was like, I don't know, but in thinking about it, I'm like, that's kind of cool for somebody who's never done it before, but is still wanting to, do the workout and honor Murph and everything. I think that's kind of neat. So that is a really scaled down option, which I do not believe any one of you in this facility need to be doing, but it's out there. Okay. In case you see that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Unfortunately, this is going to be a workout that you're basically doing on your own. It's always super awesome to be in a gym community during these hero workouts, because everybody can kind of push each other, which, I mean, we do that anyway, but it's a different feeling and a different push when it's a hero workout. So just give yourselves a giant pat on the back for even going after it by yourself. And definitely be kind to yourself in the end, no matter what the outcome is. Because this is a big one, you know, and the fact that you guys have stuck with it through up until this point, are continuing to stick with it till whenever we're able to get back in the building, that's also, you know, in deserving of a huge pat on the back. So definitely be kind to yourself about this one, but challenge yourself. And I'll be thinking of all of you guys. Send me some prayers because I kind of need it, I think. But I'm excited, and always look forward to honoring our heroes and everything. So hope you guys have a really fantastic weekend. Have an awesome, safe Memorial Day. I know we're limited to what we're able to do, how we're able to celebrate, but just make it work and stay safe. Talk to you guys next week.